Hey, welcome. Happy Friday, everybody.
Man. Hey, everyone.
Second.
Second in 2021.
Second in 2021.
That's right.
What was my
favorite
thing?
realtors on the internet.
On the internet. What was the thing? Get it done in 21. I love that saying.
That phrase so much. That's gonna stick.
We should finish every team meeting that way.
Yep.
Speaking of team meetings, definitely rocking the LP.
That's right.
Bryant, he usually has a hat or some paraphernalia from Love It Properties, has nothing on.
I have nothing.
Let it be noted.
That's right.
Everyone watching.
That's right.
Bryant is not, but
I may have had a hat on earlier.
Hey Karen, excited to work with Vanessa and Tucker. We're going out with them tomorrow. Just want to say that.
Boom.
But yeah, so I'm excited to hop in. We've got some great content.
Yeah.
Today's gonna be a content day.
It is gonna be a content day. I'm excited.
Yeah, and so I know you're gonna just blow people's minds. So y'all get ready for the Bryant Love It special here. I mean, he brings it every week, but particularly today, you're gonna want to tune in and tune up because it's gonna be good. If I can say one thing before I throw it to you.
Yeah.
Catherine Smith, who is a friend of my wife's, a childhood friend, had some great feedback for us in terms of she's a first-time home buyer and she's doing renovations, and she had just some things she suggested in terms that we should maybe vlog some of this or do a better recording, considering the fact that she would love to watch it, just can't midday. You know, she's at work.
That's right.
She also said she thought we should interview some people that are going and doing kind of like a rehab or renovations, like for first-time home buyers, and kind of watch the progress. So. Just want to say, Catherine, thanks for
some feedback.
Yeah, great feedback. And I really appreciate that.
It's awesome.
We love feedback. That's what keeps this going.
That's right.
And so we're going to take that into account, and we'll do something with it. I think I tried to explain, like, it really comes down to our executive director, our executive producer.
Everything has to go through her.
There's no question. I mean, we're just the on-air talent, but the real talent is what happens behind the scenes, and we need to. We'll have to consult, ask her. We'll have to ask.
That's right. Humbly before
submit.
Her.
That's
exactly right.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but Catherine, thanks for your feedback because that means you care about what we're doing, and that's a huge compliment.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we want to make sure to keep bringing things of value. Yeah, that's the big thing.
I mean, I personally love this, but I want people on there to actually enjoy it too.
That's right. That's it. If people don't, if they don't tune in, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
So we got to keep.
Speaking of tuning in, let me go ahead and tune up. Bryant Love It, team lead, Love It Properties. Y'all listen up. We got some great data we're going to bring from a couple different sources. I'm going to let him run with the ball for a few minutes here, and then I'll do a short close down about millennials. So Bryant, just tune us up because everyone is tuned in.
That's right. Guys, it's so good to see so many of you guys. We're seeing some names pop in here. I got some past clients. David, Caitlin, so good to see you guys join us. All right, so some stuff that does pertain to all of you. David, it pertains to you as a homeowner. Caitlin, as both a homeowner and a purchaser. Guys, you have to be concerned with where prices are going if you're going to be able to afford the house that you're going to buy. I'm talking like sometimes my clients have a margin that's 10, 5 grand wide, right? How many of you watching this film right now, this video, are saying to yourselves, okay, yeah, my max budget is 200, my max budget is 250, my max budget is 300. If it's at 310, I can't buy it. If it's at 210, I can't buy it. If it's at 260, I can't buy it, right? I mean, most people have that very real life budget cap on what they can afford, and prices are going up. So you have to be aware of where are they going and how does that affect whether or not that house is something I can buy or it's something that I cannot buy. If you're like me, I'm a location guy. So if it's not in the location I want to be in, then I don't want it. And oh my gosh, if all of a sudden I'm priced out of the area I want to be in, that's huge. That's detrimental to me. So so I just want to make sure to keep bringing the stats to you guys and give you real life data. We just got a brand new TAR report that just came out that does indicate that price changes for single family detached houses, this is only detached houses that we're looking at, changed 5% on average from 2019 to 2020.
Okay, let me break that down for those who, because this is really, really important. The TAR report is what? I mean, we say that, and I know I'm tracking.
Oh, yeah.
You got some folks who may not be familiar with that, but that is a huge resource for us.
Huge. So Stacy Infinson is a area appraiser. He's also probably the smartest real estate brain that I know of in the Triangle area. He puts out a report throughout the entire year. We're talking dozens of reports.
Right. Is it one a month?
It is pretty frequent.
Okay.
Sometimes he drops them more often.
Okay.
But he brings out these reports, and he is basically taking everything that we've got inside of our MLS, our multiple listing service, and he is crunching that data to look at where have homes sold, where have they closed out at, And then he compares year over year, year to date. He just looks at all this data in such an in-depth way for us. More data than we can even really sink our teeth into. But I think the most important piece of the latest report is to show what detached houses have done over just 1 year's span of time. And so to see that, that is our triangle area at large. And then he does kind of sink his teeth into Wake County. We have a lot of clients that would go from being able to afford it at 200 and no longer able to afford it at 210 if there's a 5% change.
Yeah.
Right? So, or you do the math. In your head, you're like, okay, a 5% change, what does that do to prices? Will I be able to afford it if trends continue for this coming year?
So this is really, let me just break this down so I make sure I'm tracking with you. So what you're telling me is that this is like the appreciation, because I've seen a lot of, we can go to Zillow. Zillow has its estimates. There's different resources, but kind of the authoritative voice for the triangle, because it's drawing from the MLS, which is our multiple listing service. That means that unless it's going for sale by owner, it is being uploaded into this, which that's what populates to Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, the whole nine. Year over year in the triangle, we're seeing a 5% appreciation on single family detached homes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Which means that there's going to be some even higher than that.
Absolutely. That's just the average.
And that also means places like, let me just throw out there, Andrew, North Carolina, which is where my brother bought this year, which you might look and say, man, that's 45 minutes southeast of the triangle. And yes, things are still appreciating at approximately 5% in this area.
That's right. One of my good friends just had to bid multiple offers with a lot of money and due diligence in Andrew. So just had to do this.
That's crazy. So help me think through this real quick. So then we've got to start to think, and then we talked about this in team meeting, maybe break this down. We've got to look at, because a lot of times multiple offers going over asking. We've got to ask our clients a very important question. And I think that is, how long do you plan to be there?
Yes, and that is the question.
Break that down for me.
Yeah. So if you guys are not going to be in a house for, let's just say, 3, 5, 6 years, the average stays in a home 5 to 7.
Okay.
If you're not going to be in that range and you need to actually have a quick turnaround, let's just say that you see yourself leaving the triangle, maybe leaving Raleigh, leaving the area and moving out of the home that you purchase relatively soon. One, you really do need to make sure that you're not over improving that property.
Yeah.
But you are going to see equity. In a very short amount of time. Yeah. Some of our clients are selling. I mean, we've got a couple of our folks that we helped buy just a year, 2 years ago that are already able to sell with enough equity. So if you're thinking to yourself, okay, should I rent for 2 years or should I own for 2 years? There is no question on the answer to that question. Now, I will say, but if that property needs improving, you need to sink cash into an HVAC system and a roof and a water heater, and the kitchen needs a reno and the bathrooms are ugly. You're going to sink really valuable cash that I would say that right there justifies not purchasing, not getting in.
Yeah, because if you have to turn around that quickly, you're not going to make it back.
See it. You're not going to
have to overbid, of go ahead and bump into your equity on the front end, correct?
That's right.
It's good to know. Hey, Bryant, break down something. This is kind of more of a term on offer. We just want to help people understand the leaseback situation that you've seen. Can you kind of talk us through that?
Yeah. So let's talk so for those of you that are looking to buy but you have a home to sell. That's terrifying, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Caitlin, if you're still with us, oh my goodness, yes, I know that you're thinking about that. And so listen closely. I've already actually kind of debriefed them on this, but if you are in a situation where you're looking to buy in this market and there is very little
supply,
inventory. Yeah, there you go.
I was nervous. I was like, I didn't want to give the wrong answer.
Right, I know.
Because then I would have been your least favorite realtor on the internet.
You're one of the two, man.
Yeah, I know. Caitlin saw what you said.
She sees it. Look at that. Okay. And if you're looking down the barrel of saying to yourself, okay, wait a second, I want to buy a home. I need to buy a home. And I need to find one before I can even consider selling mine. I don't want to be homeless. If that's the thought that dawns on you, then you need to realize that there is something available to you, especially in this market, more than any other market, which is the leaseback.
Yeah.
So a lot of my sellers, a very healthy percentage of our sellers right now, are going active, selling their houses with this great demand, seeing a huge return. Multiple offers,
that's right.
Strong bid war situations, and yet able to stay in their home for a month, maybe even 2, beyond closing.
To help them
find the next house.
Yeah. That's really important. So, Bryant, so what you're saying is that we're in this is what I'm taking, is that it's a seller's market. Yeah. So what you are doing, and you can advising your clients, is like, hey, you don't necessarily have to have a house lined up, because it's going to be hard to put a contingent offer in.
That's right.
Or, an offer that you need to sell sell your home to have the cash, available.
Yeah.
So you're saying, hey, let's just go ahead and ask a potential home buyer of your home to say, hey, we need 2 months rent back once we close.
Yeah. Are you okay with that?
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, what are we seeing?
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
Because they're desperate.
Exactly.
They would much rather go month to month in their leases.
Yep.
Or maybe they even have a house to sell, and therefore they could use the extra couple months to get their home ready for the market. So there's a lot of different scenarios where that buyer might very well be willing to lease back to you as a seller. Again, just to clarify my terms, lease back. As a seller, you are leasing back to the purchaser of your home. Sometimes this can be done with zero lease fee. I mean, sometimes this can be done $0 per month. But, typically you would have a rental fee for a month, maybe 2 months, where you're paying a rental fee to that buyer after they now own the home.
Yeah.
But it gives you time to move out, gives you time.
Purchase.
Yeah. That's right.
That's a great strategy. I hope everyone's dialing in. This is a phenomenal strategy in this market, especially as a seller. You're like, I want to go ahead and cash in on my equity, but I have to get back into the same market, the same crazy seller market that I get to sell and benefit from.
Yes.
I now have to compete in.
Purchase in. Yeah.
But this is a great strategy.
Right. And Sandy, are you seeing, and obviously we do put our contingent folks under contract from time to time, but are you seeing that it's extremely difficult?
Absolutely.
To do that? I mean, it is tough to be in competition when you're, competing with all these other buyers. And if you've got a buyer that's coming to you and the buyer is completely, let's just say the buyer that you're competing with has cash, isn't contingent, is able. I mean, good luck competing when you've got a house to sell.
There's no question.
So difficult.
Very challenging, not impossible, but the cards are stacked. Yeah. Just because, again, that's kind of a knock against you. Yeah. I mean, I was talking to a buddy is a friend who's under contract in Winston-Salem, a little different market. Yeah. He said the sellers actually asked him to switch. They're like, hey, we prefer you to go from FHA to, will you go conventional? And it was multiple offer, and now he couldn't. I'm not sure how it actually turned out well for him.
Cool.
But this is the audacity of the seller's market.
Yes.
Asking them to basically
change your loan terms.
Change your loan terms.
That's right. That's exactly
That's where we're at. So, guys, I hope you're catching. This is a great episode. What Bryant's been dropping is so helpful, especially depending on either side. But just to keep, our goal here is to always pull back, kind of give you some boots on, kind of ground level information, offer and other things. Then to pull back, because a lot of people are saying the market's hot. Well, what does that mean? And so just this kind of actually gives some skin to the bones of like the market's good.
That's right.
One other thing, and then we're gonna wrap this down because we've just blown minds with the amount of content today. Millennials are buying. Millennials are buying. Millennials Can
we still justify it? I mean, did we squeak in?
Yeah. Well, here's what
Are you just outside?
No, I'm squarely in. 1981 to 1996.
Perfect.
So you're
in there. We're in there.
Well, here's the deal. Millennials are buying, are purchasing their first home into their 30s. And I will be the first. I just went under contract this past week. I'm 33. So there's
Congrats, bro.
and I know you'll be soon.
Yeah.
You're if I can say in the 30s.
That's right.
Like you're 22.
That's right.
But the reality is, millennials are buying, and so we're really starting to see a lot more millennials who are starting careers, have that money, but looking to make that first purchase. The triangle ranks. Well, actually, going from January 1 to December 15th, 50% of the transactions in the triangle were technically millennials.
Millennials, absolutely.
Which is crazy, which puts us 30th in the kind of major metropolitans in the U.S. So we are starting to see millennials make purchases, and that has implications in terms of supply, which we're seeing. Yeah. But it also, I think that has impacts on the rental market. It has impacts on people who are. The millennials is a large block of young people who are now established in their careers, but looking to make that first purchase, and they're ready because they know the interest rates are good, but it's hard.
That's right.
So it's just a good thing to know that we're fighting against our friends.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
To get our to purchase our first home.
That's exactly right. And we are. I think the nugget I can take out of that is that the millennial purchasing market is a very large market.
It is.
And there's a lot of us.
Yes,
a lot of us.
And I think that's big. Yeah. It's over half of the detached homes for the last year were bought by millennials.
Yeah. So we're in competition with them. We can feel it.
I know. I feel it.
There's a lot more of us out there, and that we're in competition. So, but hey, how exciting is that for our area? I mean, that does speak in many ways to the way that Raleigh's trending.
Yes.
The job market,
which is stellar.
People want to stay after college. They don't want to move away.
People are moving back here from major areas, that we've talked about in New York, DC. Yeah. And then also, I think, we were ranked one of the top. I mean, these are all, somewhat subjective, rankings. That's this is like one of the top places to be during COVID because of price per, the rental game, the
per square foot,
per square foot, the open space access, greenway, and just open space acreage, and then how quick our Wi-Fi is.
That's right.
Somewhat subjective, markers.
Yeah.
But point being, people want to be here.
Yeah, that's right. So
they don't want to leave.
We're blessed to be here, man.
I'm thrilled.
We're in a good spot. So.
All right. Well, let's proceed on to our Friday. But I always enjoy joining you,
dude. So much good content today.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
And, sorry.
No. I'm just gonna say we're gonna see him next week.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're gonna keep this rolling.
There's no question.
Yeah.
And so go ahead and tune in, Catherine Smith. Again, thanks for your suggestions.
That's right.
We're gonna process that.
That's right.
And then last, I got a little jingle. Don't fret, don't fear. Your two favorite realtors on the internet are here. Thanks, Harrison. Love it. I just saw that. Guys, we've had enough fun for this Friday.
That's awesome.
Sandy Roberts checking out along with.
Yeah, that's right. Bryant, love it. Thanks, guys.